Hi, everybody. I'm Jess Gosling, and I currently work in the international school in Taipei. I really wanted to show you a project that we did as part of our reception unit, an action research project, to find out how to work with children who were EAL learners. And we specifically looked at strategies and techniques to help them learn. Now, the offshoot from this, really, for me, was to really focus on their well-being. So I looked at these strategies specifically, how to help them feel really safe and comfortable in the classroom. So I'll run through a few of these strategies now, because I'm sure many teachers in many schools have a similar situation with COVID-19, that children are missing school. They often come in a lot less prepared than previous years. So let me begin for you. Our first concern, really, for wellbeing was to look at the transition from nursery to reception. Our children had lockdown before this transition was done, so they went straight into reception without having any experience of the location, of the curriculum and pedagogies we use. They didn't know the teachers very well, our expectations. So when we started off, we made sure we played lots of PSED games to get to know the children's name, get to know their personalities. We adapted our curriculum so that we slowly introduced them to new routines and expectations for car pick times and small group works. Very importantly, we allowed, and we still allow, the use of the native language, which predominantly is Mandarin. So the children could feel comfortable asking us questions in Mandarin. We would often reply back in English to support their learning, but they knew they could use that within the classroom. We have an enrichment teacher in Mandarin as well within the classroom. She comes several times a week to work with the children. So again, they feel that their native language is really valued. And we also feel by building on the native language is the most important aspect for academic success for the children. So, for example, we plan with the native teacher and she will cross over our objectives so the children learn academic language both in Mandarin and in English. So, further helping with the settling in when they first come in, we discovered that we allowing them to have the silent period to do a lot of observation of us first, not forcing English, using sometimes non-verbal techniques to get answers from them or their voice and choice heard was a really great strategy. Allowing children to listen a lot before they had to produce any English. So, for example, if there was a question, I'd use lots of strong speakers to speak first, and then often the more shy child or the quieter child in terms of speaking English would answer later, and sometimes even just to me, so they're not put in the whole group situation. Our strategies, again, for wellbeing particularly, is that within our school, we build up their knowledge of feelings and how to express feelings. We have a feelings chart, which you can see just up here. And this also has different words for feelings, which is another initiative to help expand their English knowledge. And every day they check in with us, they put their name against the different emotion. Should it be an emotion we consider negative, such as sad or angry, then we will question them at that stage because we feel they cannot learn well if they're not stable, they're upset, or something's worrying them. Again, this really helps with their well-being. We teach feelings directly through looking at photo cards and analysing the face, because of course this is difficult as we've been wearing masks for so long. I often can't tell expressions. We also use great text such as Collar Monster, Have You Filled Your Bucket, The Selfish Crocodile to really analyse emotions and feelings. We have our emotions within our hello song. And again, we practice this outside of the hello song with the children practicing asking each other how they are feeling. We have assemblies specifically on that point. So I would say that the teaching feelings and emotions, we move on then to another strategy, which is kindness activities. Once they're quite clear on how you can feel happy and great and calm, then we can talk about, well, kind activities make you feel this way rather than sad and angry. So through that, we build a friendship tree where the children draw their hand as a leaf and they'll draw somebody who's done something kind to them on that leaf and stick it on the tree, or they might give it to their friend. And this way, I think, allows them to think outside of just what is their feeling and what they experience, which again helps with their well-being and their understanding of empathy. I will model kind acts all the time, such as when I'm tidying up or helping a child, or any situation. I'll discuss how I'm being kind. I also point out the children's kind acts and share it with the whole class. Another strategy for EAL learners, but for all learners really, to help with well-being, is calming techniques. We teach them deep breathing. We share yoga every day with them. And we also have developed mindful bottles. So when they lie down and they nap, they can look at these bottles and calm themselves. It's also a great strategy for if you have children that are very worried in the environment. It can give them something to look at and to appreciate, along with a book, perhaps, to calm them down. A further strategy is we have a schedule every day, which doesn't change a great deal. The children are made aware of it at the start of the day. Initially, we use photos as well to make it really clear of what different transition points meant. So again, I think this really helps EAL children, as it's a card, it's something they can view as well as words. But it also stabilizes them to know that there are a certain number of lessons and then they go home. So throughout the day, I will remove this as well, so they know that they're getting closer to home. And finally, I've mentioned it a little bit before, I think really, really important, and something we decided as a team, is to allow them to have student voice and choice. This can be done with little cards, which they put on their toys, which says under construction, so other children won't just mess them up when they tidy up. So they can feel quite secure in the environment. They choose their toys for outside, for voting. We vote every week to decide the toys outside. And we also allow them to vote for books and things they'd like to read. Finally, a very, very important strategy, I feel, for promoting wellbeing with EAL children, and my team do too, is creating really strong bonds and attachments with the children. Even if they can't speak English, I'll work alongside them, I'll play alongside them, I'll talk alongside them, and I'll find activities for them. And we build that relationship. I think that's incredibly important, so that when they start feeling confident to speak, they'll start to try. Okay, that's my presentation in a nutshell. Please contact me. I'm on Jess Gosling too. I'd love to hear from further educators, especially people who are working in bilingual schools or bilingual environments. It's been great to share with you. Have a great day.